And we begin this half hour with breaking news. The man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students is back in the Northwest tonight, landing just minutes ago at the airport in Pullman.
Get a live look outside the jail now in Moscow, Idaho. That's where the suspect, 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger, will be taken. It's about 7 miles from the airport. Glad to have you along with us tonight. I'm Greg Copeland.
I'm Joyce Taylor. So he is being escorted by Pennsylvania State Police after being arrested there on Friday. King 5 Sebastian Robertson joining us live from the airport. Sebastian, you've been following this from the start. What is happening there at the airport right now?
Well, that plane, a turboprop Pilatus that is registered to the Pennsylvania State Police, just touched down at Moscow Pullman Regional Airport after quite a cross-country journey to safely, but at the same time efficiently, get the 28-year-old murder suspect on the ground, now in Washington, soon to be in Idaho, to face a judge and formally be indicted on those murder charges and a single burglary charge. What you're seeing now is the plane that is taxied off of the active runway as law enforcement work to get this suspect off of the plane into a vehicle where he will be transported to a county jail where he will be housed for the night before seeing a judge the following day. Law enforcement in Pennsylvania, the FBI, Washington State, and Idaho being very cautious in this project, in this process, to not reveal too many details. And it's also worth noting that the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, wore some type of protective vest and was under armed escort to not make anything that could impact his due process in this case, and to make sure that he does, in fact, see that day in court.
Sebastian, so listen, as we watch the police escort taking him to the jail, we all know that one of the big things we're waiting for is to see what's inside that affidavit. Walk us through that. Once he is served an arrest warrant, when are we going to know what was in the affidavit that led police to him as a suspect?
So that is the big unknown at this point. What do police have on him? When did they know this, and how did they place him at the scene of the crime? We're expecting those answers within 24 hours. There's a little bit of nuance in the difference between Washington state law and in Idaho. Police essentially have to put a paper together, an argument that says this is why we believe this is our guy in this case. That's called a probable cause affidavit. In Washington state, that's released typically as soon as somebody is arrested, but in Idaho, their state law says that that document won't be made public until he faces a judge and he is formally arraigned on those charges. So as soon as that happens, that's when that probable cause document will go public. And we should get quite a bit of details, like I said, that will tell us what police knew, when they knew it. And officials in Pennsylvania, where he was picked up, perhaps put it best. They said that that may be why he chose to waive extradition, come back to Idaho voluntarily, so that he himself and his attorneys, his public defenders, can find out what police have on him.
Sebastian, I know you're trying to talk to us while everything is going on behind you. We are watching the plane being backed up and probably put into some sort of bay for the night. We watched as the several cars made off. We never did actually see him get out of the plane, not from our vantage point. But as you pointed out, the tail number of this plane and the type of plane all jibed with the one that is owned by the government in Pennsylvania. Did you happen to see him get out?
We did not see him, but I will say, though, we know that the brand of plane, the Pilatus, the make of the plane, it's an Italian-made turboprop plane. The timing of the flight, the fact that the N number, which is blocked, is registered to Pennsylvania State Police. I mean, this is the plane. Law enforcement will not come out and say that for safety reasons, but it would be a shocking turn of events if for some reason he was not in the, on this plane. We do have a few secondary camera angles, so it's possible that there is a shot of him getting off that aircraft, but based on the increased police presence, the timing, all those factors that I mentioned, we are confident it is in fact Bryan Kohberger.
Thank you so much, Sebastian Robertson, reporting live. We do want to say that Kohberger has maintained that he's innocent in this. This is a moment, though, the families of those 4 students, the victims, have been waiting for to have their time in court, and we will let you know as soon as we find out what is in that affidavit. Again, expect to learn that within the next 24 hours. If you want to stay on top of this story, just stay with King 5 at king5.com. We will continue to bring you the latest updates on the investigation. And for links to all of our coverage, including the latest coverage, text the word Idaho to the number you see here, 206-448-4545.